and a very good morning to everyone. Today's Murli is dated 16th of June 1972, and as we get ready to listen to Baba's Mahavakyas, the learnings, let's take a moment to stabilize ourselves, to give this time and attention completely to what Baba has to say through this Murli. To be cheerful is special ritual of Brahmin life is the title of today's Murli. This Murli is a reminder and an eye opener of having us realize of the unlimited wealth we Brahmins possess and are unaware of yet. Running in pursuit of success and happiness, we have forgotten that we are running for something that is already within ourselves. Today's Murli opens the blindfold on our eyes, on our soul. To be ever cheerful as we are performing our Lokik responsibilities and balancing our social and spiritual life. This Murli is a reminder of that. What is the easy method to remain cheerful? Which image is the memorial of remaining constantly cheerful? One in which they have shown the speciality of being cheerful. They show the image of Vishnu lying down. There is this temple in Kathmandu in Nepal as a depiction of what Baba's talking here, where Vishnu is lying down and is lying down on the Sheshnag, and he's calm, relaxed, completely free from anything that would bind, any kind of thoughts that would captivate. And his char bhujas, the forearms, which are two of Nar and two of Narayan, two of Lakshmi and two of Narayan, performing his duties, performing everything, but yet not colored by any of the vices. A complete image, the natural sanskar, the special ritual of being cheerful, a depiction of that. They show the image of Vishnu lying down. He's churning knowledge and is cheerful. Shiv Sagar Manthan. They have shown this image especially as a memorial of being cheerful. Vishnu means the dual form. All of you are also the form of Vishnu. We, Brahmins, are also form of Vishnu. Are you also going to change from an ordinary man into Narayan and from an ordinary woman into Lakshmi? Or will only the father become that? Both men and women, those who churn the knowledge, remain cheerful in this way. So, what is the method to remain cheerful? The method to remain cheerful is to churn knowledge. To the extent that you churn knowledge, you accordingly remain cheerful. What is the reason for not churning knowledge? The reason is that you engage yourself in churning waste. When there is wasteful churning, there cannot be the churning of knowledge. If you keep your intellect constantly engaged in the churning of knowledge, you will remain constantly cheerful, and there will not be any wasteful churning. If you keep your intellect constantly engaged in the churning of knowledge, like what we're doing right now, you will remain constantly cheerful, and there will not be any wasteful churning. In order to churn knowledge and constantly remain cheerful, you have received many treasures. Nowadays, in today's times, when someone is very wealthy, it is said that that one has countless wealth. In the same way, are you able to count the treasures of knowledge that you have received? Since it is countless, then why do you let go of it? The kind of knowledge that we have been getting since the time that we have come in this Gyan. If we know that that is the kind of knowledge that we are getting, the kind of wealth that we are getting, then why do you let go of it? It is only when you think that you lack something that it seems that you do not have that thing. Anything that you feel that the other people have got, but you don't have that, and you lack that. Maybe any relation, maybe the kind of health or the body, or maybe something that would be tangible, any sadhan, any amenities. It is only when you think that you lack any of those that it seems that you do not have that thing. However, if you do not lack anything, then it cannot be that you do not have that thing. Do you prefer those other things more than the treasure of knowledge? Is it because you have developed that habit over a long period of time that it happens even against your conscious wish? Subconsciously, unconsciously, the attachments that would captivate us. Maybe is it because of that habit that we may have developed over a long period of time against the acquired knowledge out of whatever we understand? That in spite of knowing that the true knowledge, the true treasure is knowledge, even after that awareness, it happens that being conscious about it and yet not have it. So, how long is it since you started churning knowledge? Baba's asking. How long is it since you started churning knowledge? How much time is even 1 year of the confluence age equal to? Even 1 year of the confluence age is very long. As a statistical measure, if you look, just as an idea, the Kalpa is of 5,000 years, and the confluence age is of 100 years in that. So if you look at it in this way, then this is something that you have been doing over a long period of time, is it not? So, as that is a sanskar over a long period of time, and you remember it against your conscious wish, then why does this awareness of a long period of time not remain naturally in the same way? Whatever is new or fresh should remain in the awareness even more because it is something of the present. Whatever is new or fresh should remain in the awareness even more because it is something of the present right now. Right now, we are in the confluence age. That's the present. The other is something of the past. This is something of the present. So, why do you remember the past? When you remember the past, do you also remember what the attainment was through that? Remembering the past of your acquired sanskars, the world which we all had, where we were oblivious to the treasures that we had of knowledge, running around, running after everything, name, fame, and wanting to possess things around. That was a history. So when you remember that past, do you also remember what the attainment was through that? Whatever happiness that we would get out of attaining would be only momentary. And when there was no attainment of happiness through that, then why do you remember it? Why do you remember it when you have the result of it in front of you? And we're running after fame and we get it. The moment you get it, that happiness is only to the moment you get it. From the next moment, it starts going down. You want to buy a house, you want to buy a car or anything. The moment you get it, from the next moment, the happiness starts going down. So, why do you remember it when you have the result of it in front of you? We can reflect and look at our experiences. You also understand that it is wasteful and that the result of something wasteful will also be wasteful. When you understand the result is wasteful and yet you continue to do it practically, then what would you call that? That would be called weakness. When you understand something and yet are not able to do it, that is called being weak. So Baba is asking, are you still weak? What is the sign of those who have authority? The ones who have authority have willpower and they're able to do anything they want. They're able to inspire anything that they want to. They have willpower and they're able to do anything they want and they're able to inspire anything that they want to happen. This is why it is said that that one has authority. Have you not yet attained the authority that the Father has given? Baba is asking, are you Master Almighty authorities? Almighty means being one with all the powers. Can you call someone who has almighty authority, who understands everything and yet is not able to do it, one with almighty authority? Can you call someone who has almighty authority, who can just do anything, who understands everything and yet is not able to do it? How is it possible? One, would you call that almighty authority? So here's the reminder that we have forgotten who we are. You forgot who you are. This is your position. So, do you forget your own self? Do you forget the real self and become artificial? Nowadays, it is the fashion to make one's image artificial. They put on one type of decoration or another through which the reality is hidden. This is known as artificial or devilish decoration. People portray who they are not. When they dress up, they make up. When they want to show something, because they don't know who they actually are. They forget that they are master almighty authorities. That's the weakness. And that is the reason the dependence on external factors to portray who you're actually not. In fact, the people of Bharat are still Satoguni in comparison with all other souls. However, by making an artificial form, by putting on artificial makeup, they're making themselves more and more devilish by the day. Now, you should not forget the reality. By forgetting the reality, you develop devilish sanskars. In a Lokik way, too, no one has the courage to go in front of someone who is very powerful. This is a reflection that when someone who is actually Satoguni, who's powerful, the souls that are weak will not be able to stand in front of them. They'll get nervous or they'll compare themselves. We're not as good as they are. Why? Because of the weakness, because of forgetting who you are. If you stabilized yourself in the position of an almighty authority, could those devilish or wasteful sanskars have the courage to come in front of you? Why do you come down from your position? The real sanskar of the confluence age is in those who constantly receive and give knowledge. They constantly have knowledge in their awareness and they remain constantly cheerful. The special sanskar of Brahmin life is that of remaining cheerful. So, why do you become distant from that? Do you ever renounce something that is your own? This is your possession of the confluence age, whereas defects belong to Maya. You have taken those by keeping bad company. Your own possessions are divine virtues. You let go of your own possessions. Do you not know how to look after them? Do you know how to look after your home? You know how to look after all the limited things, the home, the children, and so on. So, do you not know how to look after the unlimited things? Have you completely turned your back on limited things? Or do you still have a few of them left in the form of attachments, in the form of some kind of a deprivation yet? Just as Sita turns her back on Ravan, in the same way, have you turned your back on limited things? Later, you will not go in front of them, will you? In that case, you would go back and say, what can we do? At the present, because of being in the unlimited home, you have unlimited intoxication. Where we are as Brahmins in the confluence age. However, afterwards, when you go into the limited home, will you have limited intoxication? The zeal you have now will not become limited afterwards, will it? The zeal of having unlimited knowledge, unlimited wealth, it will not become limited later, afterwards, will it? There will not be any difference to the unlimited zeal you have now, will there? Have you said farewell to the limited? Or will you, even now, offer it some hospitality, allow sadness to come, take efforts to get temporarily happy until the next thing that you get? You should understand what this alaukic birth is for. All of us is having this alaukic birth, is the reason why we are here as Brahmins. And given that we've got this birth, Baba's asking that is it for the limited tasks? Why have you taken an alaukic birth? What have you accomplished if you do not carry out the task for which you have taken the alaukic birth? You say to people that if they do not have the introduction of the Father while being his children, then how can they be his children? Are we representing our Father ongoingly? You say to people that if they do not have the introduction of the Father while being his children, then how can they be his children? In the same way, ask yourself, have you become the unlimited children of the unlimited Father? Do you accept this? Do you recognize this? In that case, if you do not engage yourself in the unlimited task, then what is your alaukic birth for? What is the benefit if, having taken an alaukic birth, you engage yourself in worldly tasks? What is this benefit if, having taken an alaukic birth, being blessed to be here under the Supreme Father's sustenance, having taken this birth, you yet engage in worldly tasks? क्या फायदा है? Understand the importance of your birth and the time. Only then will you perform an elevated task. Really get present to who you actually are. Only then will you perform an elevated task. Do not become like gas balloons. They expand very well and fly high too, but only till the time the gas is there, only for a temporary period. So, Baba's asking, you're not such gas balloons, are you? This is the moment to actually reflect and look back to all the sanskars that would hold you, bind you, limit you, and let it all go. Acha, Om Shanti. Let's take a couple of moments to restore ourselves to who we actually are. Sada cheerful, ongoingly cheerful. Let's reflect for a couple of moments and then come back with what we are getting today. Yes, cheerful Brahmins, you can unmute yourself and share.
Om Shanti, Aji. Very wonderful Murli, which gives us the methods to remain cheerful because Brahmin birth is all about being always cheerful the low energy vibration should not even touch us. So the method I liked is this always keeping in awareness the memorial of we Brahmins of remaining constantly cheerful. That is the image of Vishnu lying down. You know, this in a on the Sheshanag, all the five vices, the soul has conquered them, and despite the turbulence in the ocean bed, in the ocean, Vishnu is shown to be in the ocean bed, stable. Stage is stable. Stage is uh, radiant, cheerful, and churning knowledge. The turning knowledge through the fire, through the four alankat instruments, Shankh, Chakra, Gada, and Padam. And this memorial is what I am going to practice. I keep practicing, but now Baba has revised it, refreshed it. Thank you, Baba. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, brother. I like the way you started first saying, I'm running in pursuit. I forgot to look where I'm going. Then I thought I forgot to look within. When you said that, but Baba's Murli took me to my days of devotion. You spoke about Nepal, but for me, Vishnu lying in that Ananda Sayanam with Ananta Nagasesh and in the ocean of milk with, of course, Lakshmi massaging his feet, which often I used to ask my father. And that he has said that is how it has followed. It really gave me a kind of going back to like, because it was a beautiful, I liked the way he was so unperturbed and he was calm and it was ocean of milk and all. I knew the significance because it was there in the scriptures and all. But I liked the way he was there. Then my father used to tell me when the gods were in trouble, when there was they used to come to Vishnu to ask for advice and all. And so they used to go to him. So like he was as if the maintenance, the preserver of the universe and all. I always liked that concept of it, of Vishnu. And then when I came to the knowledge, I came to know about that how Lakshmi's picture massaging the feet was removed. And more of Vishnu of the four forms, which I liked, the dual form, which Baba has mentioned here, is be there. So when you took my memories just went to that, because they all represent, I know, the Sanatana Dharma. And so many questions I used to ask, and it was, of course, answered. Why is Vishnu sleeping? Other gods are sitting, etc. Now, here why Baba says is two things: churning, cheerful. I like both these C's. If I keep churning, I can be cheerful. And what a list Baba has given, why you don't churn and what would you get when you churn. I think I would listen to what my other brothers and sisters are sharing, because I'm still in that dream with Vishnu lying on the cosmic ocean of milk. Om Shanti.
Yeah, it's actually looking that we are constantly churning. It's not like how we are constantly breathing uh, unconsciously. I mean, automatically, I may say, we keep breathing the same way. There is some kind of thoughts that are always having us rather than we having thoughts. The thoughts have us. They just keep on coming, and there is some kind of churning. That's the reminder that Baba gave here, that are we really churning knowledge or are we churning waste? And when we reflect and look, we get to see subconsciously how much of waste we are churning. And that's the journey of cleansing ourselves with ongoingly reflecting, introspecting, and taking off all those all the rust that is there of the acquired sanskars. Wonderful, Ombai and Girjavan. Very nice. Yes,
I just share a little reflection to what I said earlier. The key point, I think the key point is the intellect. The endeavor of the soul is to basically disengage the intellect from the body consciousness and bring it towards the soul consciousness. The more we do this, then the intellect is always engaged. We keep intellect engaged in the soul consciousness state. Then the Vishnu, and also the posture, lying down posture itself signifies the easiness, the naturalness, auto mode, where as a detached observer, the soul is, seeing all the drama scenes, but stable inside. The stage is very stable, calm, composed,
Mm.
and engaged, intellect engaged in the churning of knowledge. Om Shanti.
And yes, Mumbai, if we go back, no, each one of us, somewhere sporadically, to some extent or the other, we have experienced that content stage. Somewhere where we are just settled with
Yes.
who we are, coming back to the natural sanskar of our soul, where
Yes.
we are also so relaxed, like how Vishnu would be lying on the Sheshnag,
It's kind of
completely
intoxicating. Yeah,
it
yeah,
is intoxicating. But the
true.
thing is, Maya takes over. It doesn't allow us to stay there.
That is what we need to be on guard,
I-
alert,
Yeah,
always. That is what is awakening. That is
it is.
awakening. Because
Yeah,
Maya is a kind of entity which it has got its own program coding, and
yeah,
that the Maya will try to have a different opposite kind of opposite to Vishnu form, which is trying to unstable and stop churning knowledge and bring in wasteful thoughts and Swardarshan Baba says, no? That
yeah.
we have to be always on guard. Are we doing Swardarshan or Pardarshan?
And the way the acquired sanskars would be, uh, including my own self, till the time I learned this or been practicing this, uh, we would think even if we are happy, unlimitedly happy, if we are in that stage, somewhere in the back of the mind, the question comes, but for how long? How long will I be happy like this? So it's actually keeping the doors open and seeing that, okay, is Maya coming? Oh, Maya is going to be coming any moment. Okay, so unconsciously we are actually attracting and waiting for Maya to come and attack and say, yeah, see, I know happiness doesn't remain always, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's a fallacy. That's fallacy Maya is trying to code. But actually, what Baba has said is the truth: is that we
Yeah,
have it unlimited, and always we are in that bliss stage. But
yeah,
problem happens is in our consciousness or in our awareness, we start assuming the fallacy as true, which has been created by Maya as to be the true. So constantly checking that no, I'm always happy. Happiness is my intrinsic property. It's not a path function. It is I'm always like this. It doesn't depend on the role I'm playing. Doesn't depend on the situation which is an external or something. It's always I am happy.
yeah.
That Om Shanti.
Om
Yes,
Shanti.
Vijit
Good
Bhai.
morning. Good morning,
Good
Divine
morning.
Family. Um, lovely Murli. This churning really help us to remain beyond forgetting this world and stay under the canopy of Baba. It really helps, remembering the knowledge. And often Baba mentioned this, giving this example. When we eat food and this example of churning, when we eat food, right, ultimately the food has to turn to blood only, then we get that power and energy to do physical action, right? So similarly, hearing knowledge is it's like just like we if we are not churning about it, then it is of no use. Then it's not really benefiting, and we'll not be able to use it and use the knowledge at the time of need. So so there also Baba is giving us that indication that we should churn knowledge. And this cow example is also wonderful. When cow is not chewing after something that is ate, right? Then it is considered that it has some illness. So here today, Papa gave us a lot of information, a lot of knowledge about churning and keeping us cheerful throughout. Om Shanti.
True.
Thank you.
Like actually, like the cow, you gather the knowledge and keep on ruminating how the cow keeps on ruminating after it eats the grass. The same way, ruminate, churn on the knowledge ongoingly, and keep the experience of being cheerful always alive.
Right, right. Thank you.
Om Shanti. In this example of cow, if we see this present time, there is a lot of the green vegetables are disposed in, the polythenes, and the cow inadvertently, unknowingly, innocently eats that polythene also, and then it goes into the bladder, and it finally leads to the acid formation, and cow dies. So we can relate it to this. If we consume any artificial thoughts, wasteful thoughts, which we are not, but we are consuming it, then the churning of that wasteful thought can also lead to the basically finishing of the body, that soul consciousness stage. We come to the body consciousness, and we lose that Brahmin alaukic state, and come to the unhappy state, which is basically the lockic uh, energy level. So we need to be careful that what we are consuming has to be always fresh, live, basically that positive, elevated thoughts, that knowledge. Om Shanti.
That's a very good example, practical example to relate to. Mumbai.
Om Shanti, brother. I know that one thing when I spoke of that image, when all were talking about the Shesh Anantnag, it actually, I know it represents time. They say when it coils, creation starts, and when it uncoils, creation ends. That one thing is representing time. And then we say, when he sits on that Sheshanag, it's like conquering the five vices. Now, I just would like one thing to do when Baba says here, it's only in this confluence age where he is speaking about cheerful and churning and all. So write down, you mean all these 4,900 years, I had forgotten the art of being cheerful, or have I forgotten the art of churning? Or what is that Baba is saying? And he's telling me not to look into the past. There are something of the past which I would really love to cherish and I would to bring. So what is that limitation which Baba is talking about here? And he also mentions here only in the confluence age, this happens. Could you please churn on that, brother?
All right. Would anyone like to answer that? Okay. So while someone else is thinking about uh, what to speak about it, uh, what my understanding is that uh, the last 63 births, as the kalas started to come down, coming from Sola Kala Sampurna, then coming down to 14, and then going down to coming to Kali Yuga, where it would be 0. And this confluence age is the reminder, okay, it is actually the March ending, if I may say, of the financial year. The same way, the confluence age is the ending to all the hisab kitab, all the accounting of all these births, when the sanskars, the values, everything, the kala has started coming down and coming back to kind of settle those accounts. And what you said about the past, so it's you are not you understand, you learn from those pasts, but don't allow that past to rule you. Surely you may have memories and pleasant learnings and experiences coming from the past, but those experiences are also something that have happened at that moment. Like you may cherish that and you may keep that alive, but again, there is no attachment for it. Also, the past about whatever has been the attachments where we have been running in pursuit, like I said in the start, uh, only as a reminder to look at what made me run and do all of that when I'm someone who's so wealthy by the birth that I've got. That's a Lokik birth that I've got as a Brahmin in the confluence stage. So it's more of a reflection of anything that would limit you, not otherwise. That is what my understanding is. If that can answer your question. Yes, anyone else would like to answer to Girja Ben or anything else that you'd like to share? Pratibha Ben, Sandhya Ben, Harpreet Ben, anyone else?
Thank you, brother. You fully answered my question. Thank you very much. And I also remember one more thing which Baba has said, unlimited intoxication of the confluence age, which is what is really the motivation thing for me to increase the C, both the C's churning and this. I like it. And I also love the way he spoke about gas balloons. So really kind of a joke which Baba mentioned. I got it
Yeah,
fully.
thank you, sister.
Shanti, may I just one more example which Baba often speaks about in the Murlis is about the soda water. Uh, Initially, there's a lot of happiness because we got the new birth, but then we don't practice churning of knowledge. Then automatically that pressure, the happiness is comes down. So another example of gas balloon is soda water, and about this uh, why we should not remember the past memories of the 63 births is that is also, I mean, as beautifully explained by Vivish Bhaiji. Just adding a reflection into that is that this Brahmin Alokik Janam is a new birth. This is the only birth when the soul has taken a birth in the soul consciousness stage. It's a soul consciousness birth. And the 63 births are actually the births of body consciousness, which Baba says na, that Garb jail and Garb mahal. So this is the Garb mahal wala, that soul consciousness stage, alaukic birth, where the soul experiences the deity qualities, either the Anadi Swarup or Adi Swarup. These are the only two Swarups which Baba says which should be practically experienced in this birth. This is the birth that enables this future. Therefore, very important to churn knowledge. While churning knowledge, remember these two, Anadi and Adi. Then automatically that sanskar emerges and we experience those feelings, and happiness is integral part of that. Om Shanti.
Very nice. Sakshiben has written on the chat that the sign of those who have authority is that they have willpower and they are able to do anything they want. They're able to inspire anything that they want to happen. Now, the only thing that we look here is that whatever you are wanting to happen, whatever you want to inspire, is it limited? If it is limited, then again it is Maya. But yes, if it is unlimited, then there is no way that it will not happen. So thank you, Sakshiban, for writing that.
Another example is limited to unlimited. Yes, with this churning will take you or from limited to unlimited. Milk turning to butter. So when it is milk, then it can easily be mixed with many other things, even with water. Meaning we can easily get diverted or easily misleading can happen when we are not churning. And when we churn, meaning we are turning ourselves to butter, then we can stay beyond, like butter always stay on top of water, meaning all sort of doubt and the questions and the people, those who try to mislead us from all that, we can stay beyond by creating that stage. And that can happen only by churning. It's a process. Thanks again. Yeah.
Nice example, Vijit Bhai.
And also the shelf life of butter and ghee is much more than the shelf life of milk. So when we convert the milk into the butter or the ghee, then the ghee can remain for so many. It's like kind of a permanent thing. So that same thing applies for the happiness. We basically churn the knowledge and convert into ghee and store it, and it's always there. We can always use it for remaining in the stage of unlimited happiness. Om Shanti.
That would be the nectar, actually, that would come out of the churning.
Just adding on to what Om Bhai just mentioned, the shelf life is more of ghee and butter, but at the same point of time, when ghee and butter has been added to any other ingredient, it increases the taste and the look and feel of that thing as well. So the point here is when we shower ourselves with knowledge, we churn knowledge, the real beauty of who we are as a soul shows up and we contribute to the whole world. That is what I was getting. Om Shanti.
And also the value, if you compare with the value of milk is less, but the value of ghee is very multiple times, multi-folds. So that also be considered.
Wonderful churning. Vichar Sagar Manthan happening right here to have nectar, the sweetness of being cheerful. All right. Should we move on to a short meditation to wind up for today?
Before that, Vinishbhai, we have an announcement for a Sunday masterclass. We have E.V. Girishbhai ji, who's taking this session. The title of the session is sail in silence. And we invite each one of us here and also other Brahmin families, brothers, sisters, to be a part of this session at 5 a.m. on this Sunday morning. Om Shanti. Yes,
It's
Mr.
a
You can
wonderful topic, sail in silence, and it is always a pleasure to listen to the learnings of Girish Bhaiji. So, yeah, please spread the word around. We shall be sending out the invite uh, on the groups. All right, Rakhi Ben, Ami Ben.
Yeah, we'll switch on some music.
Let's just settle ourselves into a state of complete intoxication of the learnings that Baba has gifted us today through this Murli. Nice, long, deep breaths, cooling our souls, cooling our systems. A nice smile on the face, nice, calm, smiling eyes. Complete cheerful experience coming out of the realization of who we are and what we have got today. The unlimited happiness, a life which is free from the bondings and the shackles of the limited, an experience of being sampurn, of being complete, an experience of being divine, an experience of being blessed, of being taken care of by Baba. Now out to impart and to share that with all the souls that we interact with, that we meet. Even the exchange of an eye glimpse, looking into their eyes, we contribute divinity to them. There is nothing that would bind us, limit us, captivate us. All the bondages that I had self created out of my limited understanding, I am free from that now. From this moment onwards to the last breath of my life, all that I do is be cheerful and represent my Father, no matter what situation shows up. Thank you, Baba, for this sustenance, for this blessing, for this honor. Om Shanti. Wonderful session today. Thanks to all of you all. See you all tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Om Shanti.